Hi there, folks. Welcome to the Remodeler Show, the Monday, October the 5th, 2020 edition.
Welcome to the Remodelers Show, hosted by Kyle Hunt.
I didn't have any viewers, and then I started playing the intro music, and they started to flock in. Nancy, I see you liking this. Bailey, hello. Got some likes already. When you log into the Remodeler Show, maybe just make it a habit. Go ahead and click like, or maybe even toss a quick comment, because you know I feed off that. That gives me some energy for the show, and it also helps others find it. Oh, all I got to do is ask you guys, and bam, there's the likes. Okay. So for today's show, where do I have my notes? There it is. I just posted something on the Remodelers Community Facebook page just here recently. And hi, John. And I am going to pull it up over here. I said, hey, who's got a question that I can answer on the Remodeler Show today? And I had some people comment on that. Steve, Rob, thank you. So I am eager for your questions today. So think about it. For those of you watching, what's something that's on your mind? What's a topic either that you have a specific question about or even a topic? Kyle, talk about this. Doesn't even have to be a question. Just give me a topic. I have several of those ready. So Steve commented on the post I made about asking a question, and he said this. It's been a long year so far. He's thinking about his employees. How do we keep them engaged, productive, and upbeat? Good question, right? In this time of COVID, it's been a weird year. How do we keep our team and employees engaged, productive, and upbeat? Wonderful topic for the Remodeler Show. Steve, I remember you posted this on the Facebook page a couple weeks ago. You didn't get a lot of feedback, but you got one really good one and funny one. I wanted to share some of my thoughts, and then I'll also read what somebody else posted. But let me copy and paste something so that you guys can pronounce it with me. But then we're going to click here. We're going to go here. We're going to click here. And first thing I want to tell you, Steve, is to make sure you're executing the oaho. Oaho. You see that on the screen. Oaho. Steve, the goal, the key to your question is to execute oaho. I think that's how you pronounce it. What that stands for is, actually, I'll tell you where it came from. I'm talking to one of my clients recently. He has lost 2 of his employees. He's kind of feeling beat the stinking up right now. And I said, Rick, you got to get back to doing your once a week one-on-ones. That's the acronym. Your once a week one-on-ones. You have to at least once a week be doing a one-on-one meeting with somebody on your team. When I circled back and said, okay, the guy that left you yesterday, why did he leave? He didn't really tell me much. And then I said, when was the last time you had more than a 4-minute conversation with him, just one-on-one? 3-minute conversation with him one-on-one that maybe wasn't directly related to a job. I knew what his answer was going to be because he's been stinking busy and he hasn't been doing his once a week one-on-one, his wow. Hasn't been doing them. So much of the key to making sure your team stays engaged and productive, whether it's through the COVID times, which might need to put even focus on it, whether it's through our super busy times, whether it's through a slow season, whether it's October or February or April or December, is to make sure that you are giving your team one-on-one time. Paul McManus commented on this question, and I think he kind of builds on what I'm saying. Give them a career path, an opportunity for advancement. Keep them engaged, productive, upbeat. Give them that career path. Meet with them weekly to discuss their needs and what their goals are. Figure out what you can do to help them reach their goals. Focus on their career. Okay. In addition to that, when you meet with them, when you do your oaho, it's just funny. When you do your oaho, how are things going? Hey, what is something that you're proud of since the last time we talked? What's something that you're struggling with? If you were to kind of rate the last couple weeks since the last time we did an wow, how would you rate it from 1 being bad, 10 being excellent? What can I help you with? Is there anything more you need from me? That is good management. That is going to keep them engaged. So Steve, that's the biggest thing I want to share there is make sure you're investing that one-on-one time. And Steve, if you're thinking to yourself, Kyle, I don't have time for that. Let me respond to that with these firm and harsh words. Stop it. Make time. It's important. Arguably, it's in that category of $1,000 an hour work, right? There's $10 an hour work you do, $100 an hour work you do, and $1,000 work you do. Oahu, once a week, one-on-ones is definitely in that $1,000 an hour category of things. So hopefully that's helpful, gets you a little fired up, Steve, and also helpful for the rest of you as well. That chime means we're going to go to a next topic. Oahu, got it. Once a week, one-on-one. Once a week, one-on-one. Whoever that Facebook user is, if you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, it'll give you instructions to give it permission so that we can see your face. All right. Next one on the list is something that I want to talk about, which was related to, let's see, which one I want to talk about. Job costing. I was on the phone. Hi, Michaela and Grant with Compass out in Sioux Center, Iowa. I was on the phone with them, and I said, let's say hypothetically I'm on the phone with you, and then 15 minutes later I'm on the Remodelers show, and I don't really have a topic figured out yet. What should I talk about? Say hypothetically I said that. Grant said, how about job costing? I've been struggling with it. Job costing. I said, well, what have you been struggling with about it? He said, I've just kind of fallen off the wagon to make sure I'm doing it regularly. I know it's important. Got a lot going on. I know I need to be doing more of it. So it was a little bit of just need a pep talk on it, / maybe some just reminders on how to make sure we're executing this well. So first things first, why is it important? Why is job costing so important? Job costing it's spiked in so many areas of your overall remote business. If you're doing your job costing, it's going to affect and improve the way that you're doing estimating. It's going to help you understand why you charge what you charge. It's going to help you understand why, boy, I'm just expecting more dollars in the bank. Where do these dollars go? Where do these dollars go? When you're doing job costing, facts rise to the top. There's so much less I wonder, and where is it going? And am I doing this well enough? Am I staying, within what I estimated? Helps you understand your overall financials better. It helps with your confidence. There's so many different things job costing does. And if I were to use this, the reason I busted out the fail trumpet sound is because that's the sound that I hear in my brain when I ask remodelers, how are you doing with your job costing? So often, not good, not taking the time to do it. When what we really want is this. Oh, way to go. Way to go. Less fail trumpet, more applause. Meaning we focus in, and we get this done. First step, tell me what your expected gross profit is on the job that you have starting up next, whether that's next week, 2 weeks from now. What is your expected gross profit? You should be able to look at your estimate. You should be able to see, well, I'm expecting a gross profit on materials of this amount, because you look at what your expected cost is for materials, and then you look at what you're charging the client for materials, and you can see the difference. I'm expecting to make a gross profit of $4,242 on materials. Customer might not see all of that, but certainly you're able to see that on your estimate. Go over to your trade partners. What is your expected cost, and what are you charging for it? Difference between those two is your gross profit. And then also do that on labor. Sometimes labor can get a little trickier. What is your fully burdened hourly labor rate, and what are you charging? Do the difference between those two. You should be able to show me for your gross profit how much you're expecting in gross profit. I would love to get random emails that says, Kyle, I was listening to the Remodeler Show, and you said for me to share with you what my expected profit is coming job. I did it. See attached for the estimate, and here's the number. Email it to me, Kyle@remodelyourmarket.com. I will send you a prize because I know that not a lot are going to. I'm just looking for one. Is one person going to listen to this and send that to me? Man, I would make a day. And then on the flip side of that is your actual. This is going to be a little bit harder. We've got to have a system set up, a process set up to make sure that every invoice coming in for a trade partner material is getting tagged directly to that specific job. We need to make sure that our team in the field, we're tracking the hours and that we're able to run a report on that so we can see the actual hours and compare that to the expected. It's a simple concept, it's a crazy, powerful concept, and it takes work to make sure you have a system in place for it. I was talking to a friend and colleague, Diane Gilson, and I can't remember if it's next week or the following, but we're going to, I think it's next week, we're going to do a Remodeler show specifically just on job costing. But that was a topic somebody threw out to me for today's show, and hopefully that impassioned description, teaching on it, and encouragement on it gets you guys off center and gals off center on it. And seriously, email me, Kyle@remodelyourmarketing.com. There's going to be some kind of prize. The prize could be, I have these fancy lights that shine. You can actually see it when I turn it 100%. You see how I got brighter there, and then I get quieter. I have 2 of these remotes, and I really only need one. So I might gift one of these up. You can have your very own remote to control your lighting. I mean, you have to have the actual lights and stuff, but it's not a great prize, but I might even do better than that. We'll see. That's supposed to be funny. If somebody wants to go, haha, Kyle, in comments, that'd be wonderful. All right, cover WAHO once a week, one-on-ones. Great, important. Make sure taking the time to meet one-on-one with our team. Talked about job costing. The next topic is another one that I received, which is related to trade partners. The question was, how do we make sure that our trade partners are reflecting our business? How do we communicate that? How do we make sure that the expectation that we're setting, whether it is communication, organization on a job site cleanliness, the way that we present ourselves, the fact that we're not going to listen to vulgar music, the expectations we set related to smoking and using the bathroom and different things on the job. How do we make sure that we get our trade partners to follow what our clients are expecting? It's a good topic, isn't it? It's a tricky topic. It's got a lot of different details to it, a lot of different potential issues with it. So one thing that comes to mind as far as answering that question is it needs to be something that consistently is reviewed, that's consistently talked about. When you see it done well, make sure you compliment it. Hey, electrician, I just wanted to let you guys know how much we appreciate how you guys are cleaning up after you. That's kind of funny, isn't it? Because electricians seem to be the ones that just leave all the crap around. But when you find them following the guidelines and doing things and meeting those expectations, make sure to make a big stink about it. Celebrate it, because it's going to make them do more. Make sure that if you have a trade partner that has employees, that good stuff that the employees are doing makes it all the way back to the owner of the business. Hey, I just want to shoot you a quick text. John and Mike did a phenomenal job on the project, from communication, from communicating well with the homeowner to the job site cleanliness. We really appreciate it. You guys represented us well to the homeowners. Really appreciate it. Interesting how where I'm going with this first is to make sure that you are fanning the flame of all the good things that they're doing. That's going to beget more good things. Okay. Hang on, I got a comment. I got to see what it is. Lead by example, but sometimes that's not enough. It's true. Secondly, maybe you have kind of written out. Let me show you guys just real quick an example of this. Share screen. We're going to share a specific window. We're going to share this one. And there it should be showing up on the screen. It's from a long-time client, Oddfellows Contracting. Hi, Brett Olexon. And this is something Brett created years ago, and just kind of a little subcontractor business agreement. Are all of your trade partners aware of what the expectations are? Have we actually written it down? Have we reviewed it with them? Have they signed off on it? Well, we gave it verbally when we told them about this. How detailed have you gotten? Often bring this up. How about every time that you get their workers' comp and other insurances that you need annually, because that's something you do every year, time in and time out with your partner. How about you also just review just the overall agreement with them, and maybe just kind of say, man, you guys are killing it in all these things, but there's one that we need to work on, right? You told your trade partners that we don't want profanity on our job site or around clients, right? Radio, etc. Offensive attire. Subs only allowed in work area designated for work in customer's home. Alcohol, drugs, cigarette butts. You can kind of see on here just all of those details. In here, expectations on the business side, 100% responsible for their workship, quality, efficiency, code compliance, liability, workers' comp. No checks for completed work can be issued to subs without having received the policy statements, and it ties back in there. Right. So that's another item that I think related to how do we set expectations is to make sure you're very clear with expectations. I'll ask Brett if he's willing to toss this into the Remodelers Vault, VAULT. If you go to remodelersvault.com, there's just a lot of templates, tools, resources that are available to you free of charge. And I'll see if we can get this added in there. So that's related to how do we get our trade partners to follow what we're setting as expectations. Bam. All right. So there's another topic. Here's a little bit of a smorgasbord of additional topics. We're just cruising around to different items today. The next one is be brave and get in front of your video camera. Be brave and get in front of your video camera. I'm going to pick on Michaela and Grant because we were just reviewing this on the call I had before. They have created some videos. And as we're crafting, the thing I'm working on with them is just their overall marketing plan. We spent the better part of a full meeting just looking at 6 or 7 videos they created for me to encourage them, because we need encouragement when we're brave enough to get in front of a video and to be in the arena, as Teddy Roosevelt said, instead of just nitpicking from the side, right? They're doing, which is 80% of the battle, and gave them a decent amount of feedback on little improvements to make. What was super cool is that they just released their most recent video. And what I saw in there is them encompassing so many different things that we talked about. One is, from an editing standpoint, they had a contact with somebody that works at a local, I don't know if it's a community college or a local college. And in particular, their friend teaches video and graphic design. And they reached out and said, hey, do you have a student that is showing interest or that could help us edit some of the videos we're creating? Get this. The student is excellent, communicates well. Guess what he charges? $10 per finished minute. So a 3-minute video that's fully edited is going to cost them $3. $30. That's what I meant to say, right? $30. Think of the time and energy and effort that needs to be put in, and that's not your skill set to put it together. So they spent $30 to edit the video that's way stronger and better and more interesting and compelling. So get creative with this. That's one thing. Number 2, I said, guys, you just got to loosen up a little bit. The videos you're creating are fine, but you got to loosen up a little bit. It's not easy, but if it's feeling a little awkward to you, chances are you're getting closer to it. So I watched this video, and Michaela's kind of introducing the project on, and they're sitting down in this kitchen, and Grant does this. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and it's just fun. He's kind of having fun. And I know Grant, so I'm like, oh, he's going outside his comfort zone. But he got feedback, and he actually tried something new, and it came off beautifully. right? And they're focusing in on specific things on this project and how they made design decisions. And it just shows off this video. Bailey was watching it with me, my employee Bailey, and she said, I just want to be friends with them. There it is right there, right? Marketing builds know, like, and trust. And when you get in front of a video and you're just kind of talking, you're having a little bit of a fun. There was kind of a fun little dynamic they had going. People smile while they're watching it and they kind of smirk at it. It's fun. So be brave and get in front of the video camera, or don't even get in front of it, but just say, hey, Kyle here with Kyle's Remodeling. What I wanted to show you is something really cool that we're doing on this project today. Be brave to try it. You've got to figure out how to do it. You've got to practice it, and you've got to get some stuff out there. As you get some stuff out there and you get some practice, you're going to get better at it. So that's another thing that I wanted to share on the Remodeler Show today, is some encouragement to get some video created. Guys, you're selling up that's very visual. There's so many interesting things that are going on your job site every single stinking day. Feature that faucet that's touchless. Feature that really cool backsplash. Create a 60-second video just about one of those things. You know, tell me the quick story about how the owner decided on this, how we were going to do this, but through the design and some of the project development, we decided that this was going to be a better option. There's so many things that are just basic to you guys. It's everyday things that you guys do that's really interesting. If I'm just somebody that doesn't know the industry, I'm looking at it. Just educate me on behind the drywall. Show me the level of detail that you go to make sure that that thing that I'm never going to see once it gets covered up is going to last the test of time. It's going to be stronger and better. Why do you do that? How do you insulate? How do you install that? Show off these things. If you don't want to create a video, start by taking a picture and writing 2 sentences about it. Create content. You guys are content creators. You have to be in 2020 and 2022. Guess what? As the years go on, you guys figuring out how to create interesting content is going to become more and more important, not less important. So try. I would say if somebody creates a video, because I got 2 of these remote. I already gave away one of them for the person that sends me what their expected gross profit is on their next job. I'm willing to also send out the other one. This one's going to somebody that emails me or messages me or texts me a video that says, I watched your Remodeler show the other day, Kyle. You gave some good points about that whole video thing, and I actually created one. I'm not going to post it because I don't think it's that good yet, but I'm going to send it to you because I'm creating. You're going to get one of these too. It's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt because I'm going to have to walk back there to like turn on the lights and stuff, but it's something I'm willing to do for y'all to incentivize you to take action, Okay, good. It's kind of got a different feel to today's Remodeler show. You guys are kind of quiet. Give me a takeaway. Somebody's giving me a ha-ha. Thank you. Give me a takeaway that you've heard so far as we've covered a wow once a week, one-on-ones, as we've covered how to keep your team productive and efficient and feeling good, job costing, trade partners. That was some stinking good stuff. Videos. Next thing I want to talk about is the parking lot. I've just been sensing it lately. We're busy. Everybody's busy. You guys were busy a month ago, 3 months ago. You're busy a year ago. It's busy. There's only so many things that you can take on. You might hear good ideas. You may have a list of improvements that you want to make, and you might have to just put it squarely in the parking lot. Parking lot is a good idea, something you need to work on that you're not going to work on now. Right? Parking lot, and list the different projects that are under parking lot. You don't have to worry about it. It's off to the side. Work on finding one specific thing when it comes to on the business. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I'll probably say it next year and the following year and the following year. And I don't like a record because it's needed to make action happen. 89% over time you're spending in your business. Sales, marketing, production, managing production, scheduling, fill in the blank, whatever you're doing. 90% of your time is spent in the business. If you're working hard at it, 10% of the time that you invest week in and week out is on the business. working on business, improving the business. Make sure that that small amount of time you have to work on the business is focused on one thing, one project. What I see way too often is that precious time that we have to work on the business, we split up over 4 or 5 or 6 different topics. And then we don't make progress. We don't get implementation to happen. You should have a big fat sticky note, a big fat something on your screen that says, my on the business project right now is job costing. My one on the business topic right now is fill in the blank. You can't do 6 different things when you only have a little bit of time. It's just good advice, guys. Advice I need to follow, and it's advice that you as a busy remodeler needs to follow. Hope that's helpful. We got time for one more. I would also love to see a takeaway. See some takeaways typing up. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching a replay, toss in the comments, what is a takeaway from the Remodeler Show so far today? What would be another one? Rob asked this question. Does COVID offer any unique marketing opportunities? And then the question is, will the election impact the recent uptick in traffic? So that second one, will the election impact the recent uptick in traffic? I can proudly and happily say, Rob, I have no stinking idea. I used to try this question that I didn't really know the firm answer on, and to predict something in 2020? Huh? Right? Frankly, I think the market out there and how busy you guys are and the demand for remodeling right now and the leads that we're seeing is perplexing. With the grander economic conditions, with the fact that there is a presidential election looming, the fact that this the COVID side of things continues to linger and linger, it's surprising how many people are making investment, are making these big decisions. So to predict when things aren't going as predicted or as you would expect, who knows? So my answer to that is, I don't know, nor can I control it, nor can you control it, nor can any of us control it. But what can we control? Think about the things that we can control. I can continue to market. I can continue to refine and improve my sales process so that I'm qualifying my leads and protecting my time. I can work towards developing that project development agreement and start charging for design and project development. I can make sure that my employees are happy. They feel like they've got a path of growth with me. There's a lot of things that we can't control. That is one of them. How is this going to impact it? What's going to happen? But there's a lot of things we can control. Let's focus our time and energy on those things. This is kind of my advice there, Rob. Cool. And then the other one, does COVID offer any unique marketing opportunities? I think there's a lot of people, like my buddy that works at GM, my buddy at Ford, firm staying home, working until June of next year, through June next year. So there's corporations that are making decisions. You're working from home, and now I think people are realizing this is the future. This is what there's going to be a lot of buildings up for sale. There's going to be a lot of companies that are going to decide work from home is the way to go. Saves a lot of money, makes us a leaner business, etc. So it's marketing opportunity of, do you have a home office that you've done in the past? Promote the crap out of that. Go back and take a video of it. Go back and dust off those photos. Go write a story about this homeowner who, had this space, this other bedroom. They, had their family move out, their kid move out and move on, and they created this home office environment that is wonderful. That's creative for them. That's this or that. So I would say, that's one idea that comes to mind, is the demand for home offices and really nice space that people can be productive, efficient, soundproofing, etc. That seems to be something that's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. I think also just a lot of people are staying at home more often. I think part of maybe that macroeconomic thing that we're seeing of people continuing to invest in their home is because they know now more than ever before that there's going to be a lot more time at home. When's this going to end? We don't enjoy our space here. So projects they may have been putting off, they're wanting to execute. So I think those are a couple couple there, Rob. And then from a sales process standpoint, just continuing to lean into how do we use technology to move a project forward. Our initial phone call that we have with a prospect should be done via Zoom. I'm becoming more definitive with that. There's just so much when you can see somebody and you can say, hey, we do our initial phone consultation, and we've always done it via phone, and now we do it via Zoom. Would you guys be interested and okay with doing that? Most people have experienced that. Sure, cool, great. Up Tuesday, 2:00. Send you the Zoom information. We'll connect there. A lot of times they'll be at the house. You can see the space. It's a very effective way. So that's another sales process opportunity that COVID offers. Cool. 30-minute Remodelers show. Share a takeaway with me. I think I'll be back. I'll be back at it tomorrow. And again, we touched on trade partners. How do we get trade partners to make sure they're doing the things reflecting our business well? How do we keep our employees engaged, productive, upbeat? One-on-one time is the first and hardest and most important thing to do there. Invest that time. Make sure they see a path in their career. We talked about job costing. Send me something that shows your expected gross profit on the next project you're doing. Talked about having some fun with video, educate, teach, lean into that, improve it. We talked about a bunch of other stuff too, and it was good. Somebody even said, great info, Kyle, comma, thanks, exclamation mark. I'll see you guys tomorrow.